shadowing us, right behind us, right on the side of us. You could kind of see the thing moving through the woods.
All I can remember is flipping the light on, and I see this creature, and I knew in my heart, I knew in my mind, and the whole night, this isn't a man.
And then this thing walks across the road, takes a turn towards us, and then leaps over a guardrail.
Went to look forward, and there was a big black face.
Welcome to Squatch-D TV, exploring the Bigfoot mystery each week with your hosts, veteran researcher, author, and TV personality, the Squatch detective, Steve Kulls, and from the Bigfoot Research Project of Kentucky, Chris Bennett. Sit back and buckle up as we bring you guests from around North America discussing the Bigfoot phenomena, but not without a few laughs too. Here are your hosts, Steve and Chris.
And good evening, cyberspace. Welcome to Squatch-D TV for today's dates, October 31st, 2021. I'm your host, your guide, the Squatch detective, Steve Kulls, along with my co-host. He's over there.
I'm over here tonight. I'm big. Look at me. Wow.
Bennett.
Oh, Steve, man, it's good to see you, and I'm glad to see you guys are set up out there in the field. You got everything taken care of, ready to roll.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what that was. I wondered. Me and my wife drove over to Mammoth Cave to check out the status of the leaves this evening. On the way back, I saw a truck for sale in this guy's front yard, and I knocked on the door. He handed me a piece of candy and closed the door. It's Halloween. That's what it is.
Well, I got to say, you're wearing the perfect mask.
Yeah, that's the nice thing.
And I'm here with my good pal, Tim Duell.
There's Tim.
And right now, the remote team is out and about. We have them muted right now, but we'll swing them over. We're just going to add them to the stream. That's what's going on right now. They're already out there. We got Sherry, Michelle, and Scott out there doing their thing, and we'll get live with them in a few minutes.
This is live in the woods of New York.
That's
on
right.
Halloween night. Very cool.
And let's do the roll call, and then we're going to recap because I did the audio a little bit better. I was able to minimize, get those tracks out. We'll play what happened the last time we were here. But let's do the roll call, Chris. I don't know if I can scroll. Yes, I can. I don't know if I. Oh, there we are.
I can see it.
I'm working on the tablet today, so it's a little more sketchier than the computer. I don't have a mouse. So let's see. We got Bob Lemley in house.
Hey,
B.
Bob.
Lynn. Hello, B.
B.
Sasquatch Wizard Adirondacks. Happy Halloween to you, sir.
Wizard.
There's Joe, Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group.
Joe.
Hello to you, Joe. Low Riders in the
Low
house.
Rider.
I know he's been waiting for this show. Let's see. I'm trying to find the slider. Oh, nope, I went to. Like I said, it's a
Lance
little tricky.
Windsor.
They don't give me much of a. Lance Windsor. Hello, Lance. Good to
Lance.
see you. Em and Chris. Hello.
Em and Chris.
Yeah,
Good
I've been
to see
trick or treating all day. Because I'm a diabetic, I prefer trick or trout. Luke and good buddy Jeff Trefoletti is in the house. Hello,
Luke and
Jeff. Don
Hey, guys.
Fuller. Hello, Jay Fritz. Bigfoot New York Todd. Hello.
Todd.
And Bigfoot Okanagan. Hello, Leon. Good to see
Hey,
you.
Leon.
He said he went as a porcupine this year for Halloween. I know what that's in reference to. Porcupine Gate.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, here we are in the woods. It's been a quiet night. We had a lot of rain, so we had to do a little shuffling to get up here today because there was a part of the road that's kind of mudded out and washed out, a lot of water.
Yeah.
So instead of getting bogged down, we had to just go off road a little bit into the woods and then back onto the road real quick. But we made it. We're not quite in the same area where we were parked. We're only about a couple 100 feet away because the area we were parked at last time, that's all mudded out.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be sloshing. I mean, enough to drive on, but I didn't want to be sloshing around in mud all night long. So we're just we're off to the side of the road.
You didn't want to get that Bronco too dirty. That's what it was.
It's true.
Well, he already got that dirty.
Yeah, I sure did. But yeah, it was raining all night last night, rained a little bit today, and it cut out about 1 o'clock or so, and it's just been cloudy, and that's the weather, and I don't feel it, the humidity. It feels pretty well out here. It's a little chilly. What do I got for a temperature right now? That can't be right. I'm saying it's 54 degrees. It's probably more like 50 degrees where we are, maybe a little bit less because we're elevated a bit. But here we are, and the team is off and running, and we'll see what happens tonight. I think they're going to push a little further than we did the last time. Of course, last time we were here, we had those incredible wood knock, and then we had the
rock
throw.
Yeah.
So what?
Hey Steve, just so I'm gonna give a 3 knock on a tree.
Up, see, they're calling in. Go ahead with your 3 knock. They're gonna try a little tree knock, and they're a little bored, so they're gonna do their thing. What I'm gonna do is let me play the sneak preview for everybody that we had done last week with the enhanced audio. I know people were having trouble hearing that audio, so I kind of fixed it, so it brought it out a little bit, hopefully. And here it is. We'll play that real quick, and we'll be right back. Where?
To the left, directly in front of you. Yep, moving. Where'd it go? Oh no.
What?
Knock.
Oh my Lord! You guys hear that? That was a tree knock.
Hot spot.
Where?
To the left, directly in front of you. Yep, moving. Where'd it go? Oh no.
What?
Knock.
Oh my Lord! You guys hear that? That was a tree knock.
Hot spot.
Where?
To the left, directly in front of you. Yep, moving. Where'd it go? Oh no.
What?
Knock.
Oh my Lord! You guys hear that? That was a tree knock. What's going on in chat, ladies? Okay. That was definitely a rock. We just have a rock thrown at us. What's going on in chat, ladies? Okay. That was definitely a rock. We just have a rock thrown at us. What's going on in chat, ladies? Okay. That was definitely a rock. We just have a rock thrown at us. And we're back. So I think you can hear that a little bit better in that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the amplified version is much better. I can hear that plain as day.
So let's see if we can reach the field remote team, the field team, and see how they're doing. Let me just click on the mic, unmute them. Hey, guys, how we doing out there?
Hey, Steve.
Doing all right.
We're down by the swamp.
Copy that. Nothing going on yet?
We have approached the swamp. No, we just got to the swamp.
Okay, we'll let you go. If you hear anything, shout at us on the radio, and we'll get you right on the show. We're going to keep the live remote video feed going now. That's one of these nights, Chris, that, it's kind of a sit back and see what happens type of night.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's exciting. Like last time was really. There we go.
Yeah, I love this, man. And I probably get kind of distracted
hang on,
because
Chris. Okay, there we go. There's a little delay in me muting the mic just because of the signal here. So, but
I'll get distracted during the show because I'm focusing on that live field remote. I love that.
I know. I'm if people notice I'm not looking up, I'm looking over to watching what's going on too. Yeah. And we can actually talk, and let's see if we can do this. So there they are at their thing, and let me let them know. Hey guys, just to let you know, you're muted on the show, but we are showing live video at this time. So if you hear anything, see anything, let us know. We'll get you right on the air.
Copy that.
There. Cool. So we'll let them do their thing, and meanwhile we're at the other end of the spectrum over here, and we got the recorder going on now. Don Fuller or somebody asked, do I have the new Bronco? I have the new Bronco Sport. I have the smaller one. Thank God, because I don't want to spend $100 to fill my gas tank.
That's what it costs now too.
Yeah. So I get about 26. What's my thing reading? 26.7 miles on average to the gallon of gas right now which isn't bad at all.
That's really good. Yeah.
Considering what I got. Very interesting. It's a 3-cylinder turbo, and it flies. A 3-cylinder engine, it flies. Harry, Nikki's in the house. Hello, Nikki. Good to see you.
Hi, Nikki.
Actually, she got in a few minutes ago, but so they're out there.
Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group says you can hear the rock throw better. Yes, you can on the amplified version. Man, you can hear that dude busting through the leaves in the trees. You can hear it hit the ground, and you can even, to me, I can hear a bounce in that rock.
Yeah, it like skitters off the other rocks. I said, it's very rocky here. I have no way of showing you guys how rocky it is here, but it's pretty hard ground, mostly rocks, a lot of rocks jutting out through the road. And
he drove through some crap that I wouldn't drive through, I'll tell you. My truck would make it, but I'm surprised his Bronco went through the crap that he went through, because I didn't think he would make it. But it did.
It's a tough little buggy. Well, let's see if I get out.
Yeah.
we still got to get out
because we're behind it.
I don't think there'll be any issue there, Steve.
No, I had to take it to the extreme left, and actually take it off the side of the road a little bit because the road is kind of a wreck. So going back, note to self, go right.
Yeah, it was only about 4 foot of water and mud you had to drive through if you went straight through the roadway.
Yeah, it was. I started to put my foot in. I was like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah.
But
slow and easy through mud. Yeah.
yeah, no, nothing slow about it. You're in mud, you go fast. Get through it. Yeah, Don said I knew of the 4-cylinder EcoBoost. There's a 3-cylinder EcoBoost, and it's just as fast. It is just as fast. I have no problems with it at all. I put the pedal to it sometimes, and she goes. So, and tomorrow I get my salt treatment put on the undercoat. I get the undercoating done tomorrow for the salt treatment, so that should be fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, need that. Keep that salt off of that thing.
So here we are. Is really the cool. It's darker than it was here the last time because we have a cloud cover. So let's hope it doesn't start to rain because we're not under any cover right now. We'll just have to move the stuff under the lid of the Bronco.
Oh, surely it won't rain. Surely.
But it's
it is wet there. Wow, look at that. Yeah, dude.
Oh, they're down there. Some wet crap down in there.
Yeah, they sure are.
Oh, is that a footprint they found?
Hey, is that a print you guys found there?
Negative, just all swamp trail.
Okay, copy that. Roger that. So, nice thing is Tim and I are here in the woods, and anything could come popping out at us at any time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. Hey, when the field remote team is out there trekking around, they can scare something up and spook it towards you guys.
Yep,
that would be good.
Sasquatch Wizard Adirond said, watching the radar coming your way, Steve, looking good. Well, thank you for that heads up there. That helps. Yeah, it's kind of funny because the initial forecast was rain for tonight too, and by midweek that had changed and it just got better and better. Flat Rock Booger. Hello, Flat Rock Booger. Good to see you.
Flat Rock.
So this is their turn. I can't wait to get out there in a little while. I don't know. Mike made that comment last week. It was kind of funny. He says, anytime I'm with you, something ends up throwing a rock at us. That's the second time that's happened to me and Mike. The last time was up in the Adirondacks. This is not quite the Adirondacks. It's kind of in the crook of the Adirondacks. There's a lot of state forests. Yeah. And like I said, there was a sighting report here on the mountain years back, from what I understand. I didn't take it. It's still not on my plot map. But there was a sighting in 2018 here, roadside crossing, which it was heading in this direction. And there is a stream that runs from that place about 2.5-3 miles from here where the sighting had occurred. Right. And that stream comes right into this forest. So it made a lot of logical sense that it was tracking this way. Yeah. And we just went up to kind of look at the place, and we found the track. So we said, hey, let's take a team up here and play a little bit for a live TV episode. And, we had all that stuff happen tonight. Yeah. Can we repeat? Well, very often they don't repeat themselves, but you never know. Yeah. We had so much luck in the Adirondacks. I would consider the behavior that we had heard here a little bit rather aggressive rather than kind of passive. That rock was pretty ominous. It was meant to, skedaddle us maybe. So I don't know. Well, we shall see.
Plus too, tonight, since it's overcast, it's darker. That might actually, they might be a little bit more emboldened to get a little closer to you,
Yep. And Scott does have the FLIR with him. So hopefully we'll capture some video on that.
Scott with those guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So there he is.
Evan Chris said, "What does a Bigfoot do during the day? Anything they want to, Chris."
That's right. That's the one time of year they can actually come into the cities, knock on the door and say trick or treat and get candy. Oh, that's a great costume.
Oh, that's a great costume. Yeah.
But goodness gracious.
Dave, I'm going to do a call.
You got it. Wow. Actually heard that out here. Hey, we could hear that all the way up here.
Oh, Steve, man, you should have unmuted the field remote, dude. Ah.
Hey, you want to do one more?
Yeah.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Sounded like a moose.
You should have Michelle call. She calls them coyotes like crazy.
Well, that should stir up some interest.
What are you trying to do out there? Call in a moose? Good guy.
Might have a moose come in.
No comment on that one.
Nah, that was a good call. Good call.
Yeah, it was. Anything that gets their curiosity up is good deal.
I think that was Scott.
Might have been.
Hey, did you guys just do another call?
Yeah, the Spartans are coming.
Repeat that. The what's coming?
The Spartans.
I don't know.
That's not coming across clear.
Oh, yeah.
What's coming, Scott?
The Spartans.
Partners.
You put somebody on the radio. That's me. Hey, you guys. I know you guys can hear us. We can't understand what Scott's saying.
He says, "Here comes the Spartans."
Oh, the Spartans.
The Spartans. Yeah. Am and Chris had it right. It was Spartans.
And Don thought it was farts.
Don, that's what I heard.
Yeah, Em and Chris got it.
Donald, I'm with you. That's what I heard.
Hello to Sharon.
Hey, Sharon. Oh,
So,
man.
Here we are, Squatching, everybody. So, what's new, folks, in the chat? You know, this is what Squatching's about. We all sit around and yak it up and have a good time.
Yeah. Hey, guys, we just had a female screech sound coming at us.
Copy that. We're going to go with live audio with you guys. Okay, guys, you're on live audio now, so we can hear everything you guys are saying and talking about us.
Glad you weren't tuning in earlier.
Scott gave a call out, and we had a call
you're
back
saying-
with the higher.
So you're saying you got a return call, yes?
Sound a female.
What did
It
sound like?
sounded like a female screeching.
Okay, interesting. Scott, what do you think? Does it sound human or could it be something else?
Scott, what do you think?
It sounded more human than anything. It didn't sound like an animal or a Bigfoot.
Yeah, but we're in the middle of nowhere with nobody around us. We kind of can confirm that.
Oh, definitely.
We're in the middle of the swamp too, pretty much. It's a trail between both sides. We got swamp on both sides of us, over here and over on this side too. Right and left.
So it is entirely possible that your voice may be carrying. Now, I know there's homes probably, as the crow flies, probably about 2 miles from you.
Yeah.
Are you trying to say I got a big mouth?
We can hear you all the way up here, and we know that's a half mile down the road. So anyway, Joe from Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group goes, could it be a bobcat?
Didn't sound like it. I've heard bobcats before out in the wild.
No. Now, just so people know, Scott is a very avid hunter as well, so he's used to all the sounds. And
Say hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
He's got to be sensitive. He's married to me.
be advised. Hey, be advised. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What was that? We just got 2 calls. Sounded like very high pitched.
That was not us.
Yeah, well, obviously it's a complete opposite direction from you.
Could be a screech owl.
Of course, I called them all night.
Didn't sound like a screech owl. I would think maybe a heron, but they're usually like
They wouldn't.
Yeah, very.
Calls make.
I think Sharon did a fine job of calling.
The good news is I have my recorder going on top of the truck. So what we can do is we can pull that audio, put it through BirdNet, and see what BirdNet has to say.
Yeah.
Because when I was in the Adirondacks, we did get a screech owl, but I got to say that this area right now is a little south for screech owls. Where I was the last time, we're right on the cusp of where they hang out. So could it be a screech owl? Absolutely. But that was very, very loud. Woo! Woo!
Oh yeah.
Now it is entirely possible. It could have been maybe an eagle.
They wouldn't make noise at night. They're high on the nest.
Yeah, that's very true. That was kind of low too.
Yeah, it was low. It's too low. It's been a bobcat. I've heard him make some. I've heard him.
Right.
I've seen him, so I know.
Yeah. And now the wind is picking up. That always wreaks havoc with audio.
Oh yeah.
You want to go back to the road?
No, actually, a screech owl and a barn owl are 2 separate animals. Sasquatch was around next. Might want to wiki that.
Yeah.
We don't have barn owls around here. We have barred owls, and there's a difference between the barn and the barred owls. And the barred owls here, they have that great classic "Who cooks for you?"
Yeah.
"Who cooked for you?" Type of call.
Yeah. Screech owls is pretty.
Sounds like another
common.
ski is in the works.
Yeah.
Hey guys. I don't know if they can hear me. Hang on, I'm gonna mute them for a second, get them on the radio, and we'll see if we can. Hey guys, you want to throw another call? I have you muted in the chat again. You guys want to throw another call and see if we can't get a return, be it a human or whatever? It'll be kind of interesting.
Tell them to shine it up in the trees, too.
In chat is now bushwhacking with the rooster. Hello, bushwhacking. Good to see you. Bushwhacking with rooster. Good to see you. Did you guys just do that call?
Affirmative.
Wow.
I heard that, and I'm hard of hearing.
Didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
Oh, no, that was good.
Oh no, that was good.
Hey, Scott, make sure you guys look up in the trees, too.
Copy.
Something's chattering now to our 9 o'clock. Could be a coyote. Sounded kind of like, whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, Sharon, glad to see you're from Belgium. Good to be talking
in the
to you.
house.
Yeah, so
Welcome.
Halloween, here we are doing our squatching thing out in the woods live. This is the second time we've done this in a couple of months, which is really cool. Arthur, good evening, sir.
Arthur, welcome. Yeah, I get infatuated watching the field remote.
Yeah, everybody's like
that would be cool to have a sighting live on the show. That would be nice.
That guy's name, that's wearing a porcupine outfit.
Oh, I don't think he's in the chat anymore.
You can tell him, are you doing trick or treat or trick or treat?
Well, there's a story behind that one, Tim. There is a researcher from Vermont who clearly took a picture, a night vision video of a porcupine going up a tree, and he's claiming it's a juvenile Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying, look, you can see the tail, you can see this, and he's just refusing to admit it's a porcupine.
Yeah.
So
Porcupine Gate.
Porcupine Gate. That's what we call it.
They're getting right out there.
They sure are.
I can understand how somebody, would see the video, maybe at first glance say, oh, hey, it looks like a primate, but after they watched it for a few minutes, they'd be like, oh, never mind. Yeah, this is a porcupine.
Well, from the looks of the night vision scope, it looked like he was like 5 feet from the tree.
Yeah.
You gotta, not everything is a Bigfoot. We have this thing yelling out here. Well, we're not saying it's a Bigfoot at all. It most likely is not, but we have to, now rock throwing and tree knocking,
well,
aren't that close, that near to us without really being able to hear anything or see anything moving about. That is a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah, especially the rock throwing. If you hear a tree knock, some people could say, well, it's possible it could have been a bear clicking its teeth together or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but that was a very loud, hollow.
Right. Yeah, I know. I know where you're coming from. Yeah, but it takes a thumb to pick up a rock and throw it.
Yeah, sure does. And just for folks to know, that behavior was first reported in 1759 by the journalist of Robert's Rangers, who had, while traveling during the French and Indian War, traveling the mountains of the Green Mountains of Vermont, claimed that they had to fire a volley of shot because they were being harassed by bears that were throwing rocks at them.
Right.
So, Man, the thing is with the wind blowing, it definitely plays with your ears.
Yeah.
Was that you, Tim?
Nope, that was this. Got a little squelch there.
I was looking at the chat. Almond Chris said, "Go back. I think I saw a quarter on the ground." Oh man,
that'll be a first time. That'll be a first. He's not gonna find nothing.
Oh, I can't find a quarter on the ground.
Look, I think Tim's going up to try to find a corner. Oh, gee.
Is that a little pine tree I see lit up there in the light?
I don't know. I'm not there. I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing, Chris.
Yeah, looks like a little pine tree there, right there. Yeah. If that area there has pine trees, that would be a real plus.
Well, they may be taking notes on things, but them like myself are probably being very conservative about what they think may be evidence versus what may not be.
Right.
So they may be saying, "Well, we saw this." They'll come back at the end of the night and say, "Hey, we saw this, we saw that. What do you think?"
Right.
Obviously they'll take pictures if they need to.
I don't know. I don't know feeling about tonight.
I was getting a little flat. Yeah. Okay. Bushwhacking with the rooster. Saw the same thing I did. Yeah. I saw a little flash up in there somewhere.
Hey, you guys getting eye shine out there?
Oh, back to the right. No, right.
Back to the right.
There. What is that?
Right
that
there.
On a tree. Reflector.
A marker on a tree. Yeah.
But we might have possibly had a rock thrown at us like a minute ago.
Okay. Looks like they had a rock throwing incident.
Yeah, something shiny on the side of that tree there.
Could be a marker. I mean, we are on state property, and they do do mark trails and stuff like that. So if they're on a trail, they could be shining some markers.
Right.
I remember a few years back up, and suddenly it goes dark. Hang on a second. What it is, that's the half-hour timeout on my backlights.
Well, that little glint, I caught that as she turned that by, and as it went back, I caught it again, and then sure enough, bushwhacking with rooster popped up. I think it was looked like an eye shine, or I thought it was eye shine. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's always worth a second look, especially since they're live in the field there, right? Bushwhacking with rooster.
I'm so disappointed that my other phone will not work. Otherwise, I'd take a walk out.
Yeah.
And actually start a second field remote. But unfortunately, this one phone I have, this piece of junk, will, for some reason, it keeps telling me I have no internet when I can sit there and make phone calls and look at Facebook and do other stuff with it.
What phone is it?
I don't even know. It's one of the Samsungs. But it's got a good camera on. It's got everything, but for whatever reason.
Bigfoot lost his sneakers.
What's that?
Bigfoot lost his sneakers.
I'm getting all I'm hearing is sneakers.
Somebody lost their sneakers?
Somebody lose their sneakers?
Yeah, I said Bigfoot lost his sneakers.
Oh,
is it a Bigfoot?
Juvenile.
Must have been Scott's.
Now, people are asking probably why are they going out with white light? Because they're trying to provoke that rock throw. They're trying to provoke some reaction that we can audibly hear. They're not actually trying to necessarily maybe catch one off guard, maybe, but I doubt very much that's going to happen tonight. But what they're trying to do is provoke a reaction.
Yeah.
And if anything, one may come trucking past us, trying to avoid them.
So we're trying to get a.
That was an owl.
They're trying to get a rock throw or a tree knock or something.
And for the first time tonight, we've heard a barred owl.
Yay!
Heard that down here too.
Yeah, he's an unhappy owl.
I would be too if I heard my mouth.
I thought the sun was coming up, so he started hooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, when if you hear a screech owl in the woods, that'll sure make you stop and think for a second. They'll, if they catch you off guard, they'll raise the hair on the back of your neck for a second.
So Don asked a question.
Yeah.
With the alleged Sasquatch climb the tree, wouldn't there be all kinds of hair samples? One would think, but
yeah.
Well, Sharon, thanks for popping in. Be advised, we have a barred owl that's saying hello out here.
Loud and proud, we hear them all the way down here.
That actually may not be a barred owl. Actually, that's he's not doing the usual "who cooks for you." And good night, Sharon. Thanks for dropping by. Catch us in replay.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Sharon. Thank you for joining us. 2:41 a.m. there. Wow. Thanks, Sharon.
That is a 3, 4, 5 hour difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about right. There's a 5 hour difference in the UK as well. Ugh.
Yeah.
Good question, Aaron. Aaron said, have they tried calling trick or treat?
Well, I was expecting to see a lot of new videos come out on YouTube because usually every Halloween somebody buys a gorilla costume, and for a joke they get them walking across the backyard or whatever, and then put a video on YouTube. Oh, Bigfoot sighting today. But I haven't seen much of that here lately. Not saying we won't see it tomorrow, but
yep.
Yeah.
I have a theory about Bigfoot.
Well, let's hear it.
Some of you guys you might like to hear out there.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, there's been sightings, and some people laugh because they don't know what they're talking about. And I was actually in a room with 200 hunters at a meeting a couple years ago, and they were making fun of the Bigfoot. And we asked.
Shell's radio is dead. I repeat, Shell's radio is dead.
Okay, copy that.
And I said to him, actually, I think I did that at one of your conventions, Steve. I asked all the hunters out in the room, I said, how many of you hunting all these years have seen a bobcat in the woods? Not one of them raised their hand. And I said, so you never saw a bobcat. You've been hunting for 20 years. You've been hunting for 15. You've been hunting for 30. And I said, so how can you say there's no such thing as a Bigfoot? Yeah, if you never saw a bobcat.
Possibly hearing howls down here.
Because they're so evasive.
Right.
And that's
what are you hearing? Go ahead, Tim.
And that's exactly what Bigfoot is. Or Sasquatch, whatever you want to say. So
Owls, correct?
I always tell that to people when they laugh at it.
HOWL.
Oh, copy that. Does it sound canid, or does it sound like our friend? Okay, copy that.
Yeah, that's the thing, Tim. You can ask some of the hunters that, maybe think that it's a joke. Say, well, they say, well, there's no Bigfoot out there because I've hunted so many years and I've never seen one. Well, you ask them the same, have they ever seen a bobcat or have they ever seen a mountain lion?
Right.
Well, no, but so you mean to say those can't exist either, correct?
Yeah. Well, Chris, because you hunted for many years.
Yeah.
How many bobcats did you see in the woods?
Oh, none. Yeah, you won't see them. No, they're too easy to hide. They don't come out. They know.
And just think, we're dealing. A Sasquatch is a primate.
Right.
It's a lot smarter than your bobcat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot more alert, a lot more forward thinking, a lot more cognitive and abstract thought. Right. So, of course, that's even going to be more difficult to see than most likely a bobcat.
Yeah,
exactly. Because I've been hunting in the woods, for 60 years, actually.
Yeah.
More than that, probably 68 years. I've been in the woods all year long, hunting season. And I did see one bobcat.
Absolutely.
That's in 60 some years.
And I'm glad we can fill some chat in here for all our friends over there at Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, and of course Audible, and all the other ones we're on. Google Play, Apple iTunes, all of them.
Yeah.
So many of them. Castbox, Breaker Radio.
Yeah, guys, if you're listening to the podcast, try to catch it on YouTube so you can watch the field remote. It's really interesting. Steve's got a whole team out there live right now. Well, as the show was airing, live right now in the woods with the field cam, and
nature getting a little dim.
We're all getting to. If you'll notice, the conversation stops every now and then. It's because we're all concentrating on something on the screen.
Hey, your battery's going dead in that flashlight.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is. Tim saw a deer rub right on that. That's a deer rub. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Lance says that he's had rocks and things thrown and mumbling growls and have seen 3 of them. Excellent.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. Joe says, I've got a bobcat on game cam, but never seen one in person. I hear them a lot, though.
Yeah. Donald Fuller said, I've hunted for 40 years, seen a bear once. Well, yep. Donald, I saw a bear once in the wild, but I wasn't even hunting. I was fishing. I didn't have a hunting pistol, rifle, nothing with me. I was like, ooh, that's a bear. That's a real bear. This is not TV. That's a bear right there. It scared me a little bit. I'll be honest. It scared me.
And Mary saw a bobcat one time chasing golf balls on a golf course. That maybe silly things like that. Believe it or not, one of the most interesting things I've ever observed was 2 turkey vultures playing with a child's inflatable ball.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. They were moving it with their claw. They would lift up they would jump on it and move it, and they would hit it with their beaks. Yeah, it's amazing that just seeing little innocent things of nature here and there.
Well, animals are pretty smart, and even like a turkey. Turkey is really smart. Years ago, I used to go turkey hunting. And at one point, Scott Smith and I were hunting on the back of my farm over there, the family farm. And we saw a turkey leave the woods, and it got down on its belly. And I kid you not, I would not believe it if I hadn't seen it myself. And if I hadn't had him with me at the time, neither one of us would have believed it if the others had told us, But this turkey left the woods. It laid down on the ground flat, and it was crawling, like belly crawling with its wings. And it crawled all the way over to a fence road where it was, had some trees there and some cover. And then it stood up and started walking down the side of the fence road. It belly crawled across the open field.
And when it got to the open field, it turned around and flipped everybody off and went into the woods.
Belly crawled across the open field to get to cover, like a soldier, Oh man.
Well, here we are.
Hilarious.
Yep. Where's the rocks? Come on.
There's a marker.
A tree marker, but not a Sasquatch marker.
Right. I should have made that more clear. Tree marker. Yeah.
So next thing you know, it's a glyph.
You could leave little crayon sheets out there on the trees and little boxes of crayons, and come back and check them, see if they've been colored in later.
Yeah, leaves a note. Next time, leave money. It's really quiet. When the wind kicks down, it gets really quiet here. Like nothing.
Well, the nice thing, since the temperature is not below freezing yet, thank goodness, if you do hear a tree knock, it'll be easy to identify, and we can rule out the bark splitting from being froze.
You know what, Don? That's a good idea. I will forward that to the team. They're probably in a better position to see if that works. Hey guys, you want to try something?
Sure. What do you got?
We have a suggestion from the chat. Why don't you guys pick up a rock and chuck one?
We can do that.
Oh, I see. There's Mick in the chat. Hi, Mick. Happy Halloween, bud. Good to see
Happy Halloween, Mick. Wow, we got a flat rock booger, and now life is a flyway. Life is a flyway.
Now that's what you call a Bigfoot with a big ass.
In 40 years of primitive weapon hunting, I've only seen one bear. Did find bear. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen a couple bears in the woods.
No, Scott's pretty fearless. You tell him to throw a rock, he'll throw a rock. That's in response to Don saying he sounded a little reluctant. Nah, Scott's pretty fearless. Of course, he is works for law enforcement, so he is not unarmed. So
yeah, it's probably not a good idea to get into a rock fight with a Bigfoot anyway.
Yeah,
you'll probably lose.
Oh, somebody's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, I bet you that's
Michelle.
Sherry.
I see evidence of
that could be
tobacco. Kentucky thanks you for supporting our tobacco industry.
Well, I'll smoke to that. Now they're doing it purposely. See, that's the thing. See, I want to take a run out myself, but these guys aren't going to come back anytime soon.
They're still going down there.
They're still going. So I wish we had more fun this time, but yeah, we're Yeah, we got Chris Bennett in the house tonight with this one.
Yes, I can comment here. Last time I was like on the sidelines. I was watching, but I couldn't really comment.
Yeah, last time we were out in the field, Chris was on the DL for a week.
Yeah.
So we're not young chickens like we used to be, Chris. Oh, we don't have some dead air now for our audio listeners.
Sorry, guys.
So let's check in with the field team. We're going to put them live here in a second. Guys, going live with you guys in 5 seconds.
Alan's in the chat. Grasshopper. Good to have you, Alan.
Yeah, Alan's out there. Yep. Hey, the remote team. How you guys doing out there?
Hey guys. Good, not getting much. Just hearing some owls. This time owl, OWL.
Thank you, not howls.
Just took someone's suggestion, let a rock fly into the woods, see if we get any response to that.
Is it other than the owls? Is it quiet down there?
No. It's got movement down here. Got through a rock into the woods to see what kind of reaction that we could get. We haven't moved much past that spot. But there's noises.
Like what kind of noises?
The first noise is
just so you know where we're which way we're facing. So we're facing to the road out. So right now, about our 3:30, 4 o'clock, we're hearing a barred owl, just as an FYI.
Yeah. We're hearing that too, Steve.
Correct, it came out.
Size up a little bit.
Okay, guys, we'll let you get back to it.
Looks really swampy in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's, well, most of New York looks swampy with the rain we've had in the last day and a half.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And I'm beginning to think it's a bad day in London here.
You never know. If you're not out here, you can't accomplish anything. Sitting home in your chair.
That's right. Yeah. You got to be out here doing.
Like say, when I go hunting, and the guys go, "You go hunting every day?" He says, "Yeah." How you going to get anything if you're not out there in the woods? You can't get in your chair.
Well, you are retired.
Yes.
You can go hunting every day.
No.
Well, I have to admit, I drive my four-wheeler up to my enclosed tree house that holds 3 people with a heater and a cook stove in it.
Oh, yeah, that's not hunting. That's
shout up there.
That's luxury camping.
That's negative. We did have a barred owl, but I didn't hear anything.
I thought I heard something over this way, and I can't hear her.
Okay, Tim's saying he heard something to our 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So in relation to what you heard, if, kind of triangulate that to where you are, if it sounds like the same area.
About my 2 o'clock. So it would triangulate somewhere in between us, off to the right.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Yeah, sorry, Mick. There's going to be a little dead air time sometimes because we get situated and focused on the field remote here. And I look through and I'm trying to pick out, I'm looking for eye shine. I'm looking for anything. Because I just it gives me the feeling of actually being there, since this is live on the air. I feel like I'm there. And I would love to have been there tonight.
How's your charge holding on the phone? Don't get out of the chat or anything like that. But if you can see it, let me know. Or if the phone starts going low, let me know.
Steve, Mary Roller from chat's got a suggestion to try some whistles. I don't know if they respond to whistles in y'all's area or not.
Another suggestion from chat. Somebody wants to throw some whistles. You know. Sasquatch.
I can't hear good, but I can. It's funny. When I'm in the woods, I can hear. I can't hear a deer walking through the leaves right there, but I can hear animal noises.
What's that?
Oh, it's over here.
Well, that may be them whistling.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Never mind. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the field remote's muted, Steve.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, I heard that. Holy shit.
And here we are listening very intently.
Yeah.
Trying to hear anything. And we got a barred owl off toward 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's something walking to our 3 o'clock right now.
You got some bipedal movement, Steve, over in the woods?
Hard to say. Something's moving.
Something's moving, though. I think the light is getting weak on the field remote.
Well, as long as their camera's not getting weak, we're good. I know they have more lights, so. There goes Tim.
Oh, you know, they may be in that area where the signal gets weak too, Steve.
I just heard that. You just heard that over there, bang?
The picture's kind of breaking up a little bit from the field remote.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, bud.
We just got a tree knock at 3 o'clock.
Oh.
Or 9.
Oh. Okay, I'll be quiet so we can listen.
Yeah, I see a whole line of reflectors in the trees.
Okay, Steve got a tree knock over in the woods. They're going to go check it out. And I'm still looking at the field remote. Looks like the field remote has got a lot of light now.
You guys?
I don't know. Steve might try to move them up towards his area where they're sitting. So if they got some movement, just off to the area where Steve and Tim's sitting. They can bring them in. Maybe the field team can catch it, whatever is on the backside.
Radio check.
Nick says I got my earbuds on, but after 12 high-octane barley sandwiches, everything sounds like a tree knock to me. Yeah.
Copy that. Have the flare ready.
Well, like the last time, Mick, when we had that tree knock and that rock throw on the last live broadcast that Steve did in the field, we couldn't hear it during the broadcast, but after he got home and amplified it, that he played it a little bit earlier. I don't remember if you were in for that one or not, but I think he's got it on his on the YouTube page, and you can hear the amplified tree knock and the amplified rock throw. And man, it really, you can hear it plain as day, especially the rock throw. It was really good. You can hear the rock like it's busting through the leaves as it goes through. Then I can even hear it hit the ground with a thud and then a bump, after. So like they had pretty good force behind that rock, whatever threw it. And I can't, if there was some way I could unmute the field remote so we could hear what's going on, I would. But guys, I can't do that on this end. But we can watch. And that's why the podcast listeners, you guys are gonna have to check this out on the YouTube channel in order to appreciate the field remote. I know we're getting a lot of dead air going on here. It's because mainly everybody's like zombied out watching zonked out on the field remote cam. Yeah. Mick says, yeah, I was on that live broadcast, but I didn't hear it then. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's talking about the rock throw from the last time and the tree knock. And yeah, I was actually, I wasn't in the show, but I was watching on the TV back there from my recliner. And I couldn't hear it. I could not hear it. Even when he replayed it on the show live, I couldn't hear it. But now the amplified version, oh yeah.
A couple of you hear some noise. I mean, you aren't necessarily quiet.
I think Steve's microphone setup is still open there at the Squatch-D TV, the home base. So if they get anything close, we might be able to still hear there.
Well, we'll have that on recorder because I got the recorder right there. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I wish you had unmuted that field remote. I would love to hear what they're talking about out there now.
Oh, here's it. I hear your animal noise. Yeah. I'll just on this side. Right.
That was definitely an animal of some kind.
Could you hear anything out there, Steve?
Well, that's the interesting thing. We heard that knock.
Yeah.
Tim started lighting it, got some eye shine. I saw it as well. So I started making my way slowly towards it. And it left. It, eye shine turned and gone.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything walking away, which is unusual. And Tim thought he might have caught a second set of eyes there. So if they were deer, they're awfully stealthy deer.
Yeah. Usually deer let you when they're moving around.
Yeah, they usually bound. And when they bound, they're not necessarily quiet about it. I know I've had deer behind my house, and they leave it like nothing. Yeah. And there's a lot of leaf litter on the ground too. So
yeah,
it is. Tomorrow's November 1st. You know what that means, boys and girls? The white stuff is coming for us people in the Northeast.
Yeah, tomorrow's Sandy's birthday, so happy early birthday.
Well, happy birthday
Sandy.
to Sandy.
She's 29 again, I think.
Yes, in January I will be 35 again. Thank you.
That's the thing, when women get to the age of 29, everything just stops right there. That's from then on. 10 years later, they're still celebrating their 29th birthday.
Well, the cool thing is that we have had we do have a recorder going on up above us here on top of the Bronco.
Yeah, that will be good. Yeah.
And the nice thing is it's catching our conversation, so it'll be really easy to track that in. And this happened, we started the recording at 9:09 p.m.
Yeah.
So I know that roughly, about 55 minutes into the recording,
yeah,
we've had, I got to check it because that's where this happened. We'll catch the knock or any kind of.
I can't hear very good, but I heard that noise because my family makes fun of me. I said, I got limited hearing, especially when the women are talking.
You want coffee here?
Oh, I got coffee.
You guys, Steve can do it. Like, we won't be able to hear it on the live broadcast, but if you could, like, later on, maybe clean it up and amplify it, like you amplified that tree knock and that rock throw, man, you could hear that plain as day amplified.
Well, I don't know what that was. I heard out there, but it was definitely, a hard knock, like against the tree.
Right.
It could have been a deer hitting his horns on a tree.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, but there's definitely something out there. We had the spotlight right on the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. The one last week was it was like it was so hollow.
You heard that though,
yeah.
Right?
It sounded hollow too. So I
is that what it sounded like last week? The last time?
Yeah, it was hollow, like you took a bat or something, and hit a baseball with it or something. You just hear that.
Yep.
So we might have had something, and that's not unusual because these guys are behind us some distance. So if there's something, and now mind you, I believe they're off to this side of us.
Right.
That's where the track was found. That's where the rock throwing was last week. That's where the tree knock was last week. They moved down, and like last time I moved down and something tried to flank me almost, so I moved back. Yeah. Right. Then we had the rock throwing, the tree knock, and the rock throwing, and now they're down there, so they may be pushing whatever is down there up along the side again towards us.
Yeah, yeah. When you and Tim went over to check that out, Steve, I told everybody I figured what you would probably call the field team in and have them.
They're on the way back. Yeah, they are on the way back.
Yeah. That
way
they can flush whatever it is towards you.
Can you believe we only have like 45 minutes left of show left?
Well, this is,
it's flying.
Time flies. Yeah, when you're having fun. I really enjoy the field remote.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing this more often come the nice weather. Signal providing. And the amazing thing is that I have the equipment I'm using, just so people understand. Hey, Tim. He didn't hear me. He didn't take his radio. You can see there's Tim there, and you can see the Tim's headlamp or flashlight coming up the road as right now. There looks like they're looking to the right, and there's Tim. You can see Tim up there. That's his headlamp. So they're pretty close by. And here I am by myself.
Well, if you get kidnapped or something, dude, we'll see it on camera.
I'll take one for the team.
I see some lights behind you, flickering and flashing, or is that that the team back there? Or is that something else? What is that back there? It'd be to your right shoulder on the driver's side of the Bronco.
Yeah, that's probably the team coming back up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the team coming back up. So, Life is Flyway said, this bad time of year for wood knocks, mass crops, acorns, and walnuts continue to fall. Well, we have no walnut trees here, and I have not seen an acorn anywhere in this area. One of the things I always look for is the type of fauna we have here. And of course, we are in this particular part, we have birch, we have some pine, and we have maple and oak, but no acorn trees. There are no acorns on the ground to be had. So that being said, and the sounds that are being made are way loud and definitely not. I'm used to hearing acorns. I've been in areas where there's acorns have dropped, and they tend to impact on the ground. The rock throwing incident that we had, that was definitely not. We could hear that sucker screaming through the trees, and it had velocity, and it bounced onto the rocky surface, and it was rock on rock. Is what that was.
Yeah, you can hear even like a walnut. You can hear a walnut fall, and it might hit a limb on the way down, but
and they just kind
had
of
some velocity to it when it hit because
they're falling. They're not being thrown at a velocity.
Right.
So there was kind of a difference there. As far as that tree knock, that sounded like I went to Old Timers Day 1996 at Yankee Stadium, and I saw Reggie Jackson hit one out of the park. And during the Old Timers game, and that's what that sounded like, a bat hitting a ball. Just a.
Oh yeah.
And so
life is a flyaway. It says it's tough.
Hey guys, Tim is coming down towards you guys.
Lots of oaks and black walnuts.
And he didn't take his radio.
We got him.
We had the same thing here. Lots of oak trees, lots of walnut trees, and quite a few hickory trees. We call them scaly barks.
Yeah.
But most all of them have fruit nuts.
Yeah. It's not. I don't know if my chair is sinking, but I feel like I'm a lot lower than I was a little while ago.
The ground may be soft there, Steve.
By the end of the show, I'll be down here. Hey,
That's interesting. I just, I don't know, maybe coincidence. I was watching a video the other day on YouTube. Somebody was talking, I don't remember what channel it was. They were talking about grinding up acorns to use as a food source, food supplement. And, I've eaten acorns when I was a kid. Man, they were bitter. I didn't care nothing about it.
Definitely, I've never eaten an acorn. I'm definitely not a walnut fan either.
Yeah, well, I like walnuts. Walnuts are good. But, you can make pies, cakes, candy, put them in a brownie. They're great.
I'm not
with
big
acorns,
on walnuts.
Yeah, with acorns, not so much. You really got to prepare them. So I was wondering, I watched this video. I was like, how are they preparing these things where you can eat them where they're not bitter as quinine? And they were boiling it out. They were boiling it out and making like an acorn mush.
Yeah.
And then they would use that to, I guess, make bread and whatever. But
the gloves are on. You can tell it's a little chilly. Well, unfortunately, I have to take the gloves off to use the.
I guess if I grew up,
hey, you forgot your radio.
Woods,
you forgot your radio.
Oh, I went there. You could have heard me.
We need about 15 of those. Those things are nice toys.
We got any juice left in it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This one is the one that shut that bad.
Is that the FLIR
I think it's a
thermal
radio.
speed?
So I think it's a radio.
Yeah, you did.
I had these guys' radio, so
The only thing we had was a barn owl down there hooting at us.
I can't believe I heard that.
Is that the FLIR
Yeah.
You're looking through there, Steve? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Second battery level.
That is a handy dandy little outfit. I looked through that when he had it in Kentucky. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, you should have. So I said you need about 2 of those.
You want this?
We need about.
Not just yet. Uh-oh, he's throwing things. The real team is back and they're being rowdy. You go ahead, shoot me over. Hey, there we are. Hey, there's
On Amazon.
another alternate.
Yeah, everybody needs to hit that coffee thermos there.
Oh, yes, I am.
Scott, come sit in the hot seat for a minute.
I've never been one much for drinking coffee, but the wife loves it.
Oh, Scott,
I'm not crazy about it. I like fruit juice.
Oh,
so how was it?
It was fun. Nice down there. Should have brought a fish to pull some worms. I could have drowned in them all night.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty wet over there where y'all were at, Scott.
It's definitely a swamp.
Yeah.
They've you can see where they've tried to put in culvert pipes to drain off certain areas, and they did not work well at all.
Right.
It's probably why you not supposed to drive down there. Doesn't look like they've done much up there either.
No, it's definitely a mess through there.
Looked like a good spot to get stuck for sure.
Ready?
Scott.
You want this on or off right now?
Just leave it. Just leave it. Yep. You know what? If you want to, Michelle, plug it right back in.
Okay.
And we'll get some juice in it. And in a few minutes, I'll take a walk down. Maybe Tim will want to go with me. Huh? You want to go for a little walk down the road?
Sure.
A little bit. We'll be the field.
I just had one. Thank you, though.
Kind of sorry I did not wear my hat, though. My ears are killing me.
Juicing up the equipment from the power station there. That's
I tell you what, that battery pack
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
Still at 100%, isn't it?
Sure, you got plug warmers, right? I mean, hand warmers.
Hang on a second. We seem to have lost picture.
You hand warmers?
I can still see you, Steve.
Because I can get in, Steve.
No, we
Do you need hand warmers? No, I got one in my glove and one in the back pocket of
There we go.
There you go.
jeans.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, this is our station, and this guy right here works really, really well.
That is powering the whole show. Isn't that right? You got
That's
your
the power
laptop and
station
everything
right there,
plugged in?
and it's still at 100%. And you can see we got phones and the equipment. No, thank you. So and it recharged my headlamp because my headlamp's rechargeable. So
definitely a handy piece of equipment to have in the field with you. Well, that would also work camping, you know.
And there's Tim. He's handing out goodies.
You're going to see it.
There's the rest of the team. So, and there's our camera, and just so now we can show the setup a little bit.
Oh, y'all got a lot of light out there. All
Yeah.
shining on you. Oh, man. I didn't get any candy. Tim got those old-timey peppermint sticks out there.
So what we'll do is this. We'll take this off for a second. There we are.
Let's see. Mick says y'all are better equipped than I was when I was in the Army.
Don't worry, all this stuff came from the same place the Army equipment came from, China.
Prairie Fire, I see, asked what's the brand name of that unit. It is a Progeny, Progeny. I believe that's their 235 unit.
Yeah. If you don't care, Steve, put a link to that on the when you post this video. That way people can see what it, go right, see what you got.
And
that is a handy
it's really cool
outfit.
because it actually has a wireless charger on top of it right there. It's got a regular standard plug. It's got 3 USBs. It even has the USB-C port. A couple of it has a couple of DC outputs, It has an output for a car lighter if you need that.
Also, is a light if you need to use the light on it.
Yep, and that's the other thing. It's a light. There you go.
Well, that would be cool to take with you on a vacation or on a trip if you're going to be doing any camping. You got a whole power source right there. I suppose you can charge it up in the car as you go.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have. Well, it does. It does have a car charger, but you know what? I wall charge it.
Yeah.
8 hours later, it's good to go. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm trying to. I didn't realize I did that. So as I was showing everybody, it's got all these, but it also has a.
Oh yeah.
Very bright LED light bar.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yep, so it's got all kinds of ports. It's got the USB-C, three USBs, a fast charge, the 3.0 USB port.
Is that like a 115 volt AC plug in there you got too?
Yep. And guess what? The top is also a wireless charger.
Okay, now that's cool.
You can just set your phone on top of it and it'll charge the phone.
I think mine does that. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. I know Sandy's phone will do wireless. I bought her a little wireless charging thing, years ago. And her phone would wirelessly charge. But mine was an iPhone 5, so mine wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I think this one actually might. This is it's a 7. I don't know if a 7 will wirelessly charge or not. Probably.
I don't know. I'm not an iPhone.
I'm neither. Whatever's cheap and I can get, I don't care. If it's a phone and it works, hey man, that's fine.
It's there. All right. I'm gonna get ready. I know Tim just recharged with a few Scotty cookies and some coffee. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a swig real quick. And if one of you wants to fill in and sit here and talk with Chris for a little bit.
Somebody talk to me.
Have at it.
And Scott, you want to come along too? Or you want to hang back?
I'll hang back.
Okay, so Scott's going to keep camp security. The two ladies will come in here, talk for a little bit, and we're going to...
You want to go down?
We're going to have for a little bit because we only have 20...
yeah.
It's 10:27 already.
We were down.
Yeah. You don't have long, bud. You better get going.
So...
time is flying, dude.
It has gone by way faster than anything, but like I said again, everybody, happy Halloween.
Yeah.
First time to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. And let me get up and start rolling down the hill.
Bring that field cam up too before you go.
Well, Chris is asking Chris Bennett if he has a sighting story.
Oh man, usually I don't tell those. Yeah, we got the field remote up. But
I'm going to mute out for a quick second, Chris. So
yeah,
you want to keep people entertained for a second?
Okay, yeah. Well, I can tell you, Chris, I usually don't talk about my personal sightings online or anywhere, and I have been on a couple of our friends' shows before when they were like short on a guest, and this is years back. And I did have several sightings, and I'll share one with you. And it was back after the Bigfoot body hoax, when Steve busted that. He pulled out the rubber foot out of the deep freeze. And I was just frustrated. I was mad, like everybody else. Okay, I thought that this was going to finally vindicate my sighting that I had before, and it just didn't happen. And so, maybe a couple months later, I'm driving, went through Mumfordville, Kentucky, coming back, and across Mumfordville, Kentucky is right on the Green River, and they've got a bridge that crosses the Green River. And so I'm driving across that one bridge, and I just glance over at the river bottom, I do that every now. And I saw something off, maybe 100, 125 yards away, just kind of moving slow, meandering, and it was white or grayish, dirty looking white. And I did a second double take, I looked back, well, wait a minute. I started slowing down, and sure enough, it started picking up speed. It went from walking to a run. I mean, this thing was moving. And I thought for a second, well, maybe it's a cow or something. It's got to be. Now, did another take? No. By this time, I'm almost stopped on the bridge. And it was on two legs. And it was really moving. And it was moving fast. And I thought, no, it can't be. This can't be. I'm seeing things. It's my imagination. So I go on to the house. Didn't think
Tim, if you want to stay, you can stay.
So a week or two later, my nephew, Brandon, he comes to me and he says, you know what? He said, I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to believe this. But I was driving across that bridge over there, and I saw a Bigfoot running across this river bottom. So, we kind of got together there. Yeah, I guess that we both may have seen something.
Scott, how are you?
So, Chris, we got about 10 minutes of walking this way and then 10 minutes back.
Good deal.
Yeah. Well, we can wrap the show up.
Your audio is coming through loud and clear. I can
hear you
just fine. The picture looks good. Who we got back at the base camp? I can't see. You guys are in the dark.
Yeah, you got to turn that Bronco light back on and off.
Is that Michelle?
That's what we're working on.
Okay.
It's on the left side, guys. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you guys can't be hiding in the dark. Come on now. We need to see you. Yeah. You guys got to hide in the dark the whole time you was out in the field.
Well, that's there's two annoying things about that I find is number one is your tailgate light shut off after 30 minutes, which kind of, okay, I get it. I get it. You don't want to kill the battery.
Right. They don't want everybody to have to dead battery. Need a jump start.
But the other thing is, okay, so kill it after an hour, not a half hour. It's kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Who has a tailgate party for 25 minutes?
Well, I don't know. Back in my younger days when I had a car.
You guys do after age 50.
Back in my younger days when I had a car that had like a big stereo, we would go park out in the fields out downtown and talk. And I would leave my stereo on. And after about 4 hours, I would go to get in the car to go home and hit the key. Nothing.
What?
I don't know what's going on over there.
Gosh, their flashlight looks better than the one we had.
Well, that one flashlight is really,
yeah,
the one you got there, Steve, is really bright. It's doing a good job, but that one is putting out a beam way out there, but it's very tiny.
Yeah, he saved
like
the best
a laser.
Well, Dad and my father took down the other flashlight that we were just saying that we should all get one. It shines really nice.
If Tim's got that small one, that dude's going to see out there 400 yards, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, the light you're seeing here is my headlamp.
Hey, Steve.
Wow.
Yes.
We left some scent down there for you.
Well, that was nice of them.
I know. Wasn't that nice?
Yeah.
Oh, and you can come sit back here. Okay. It's not that cold out. It's not as cold as it was last time we were out.
Yeah, not that cold.
Yeah, believe it or not, it actually feels a little warmer than it was last time.
Yeah. Down there by the swamp, though, it does get cooler.
But then again, we are bundled up a lot better than we were then.
Definitely.
Yeah, down in that bottom, and I suppose the humidity's probably be way up there too. So you got cold and damp. Wonderful.
Jacket was too.
Lovely Halloween weather.
I know, it's beautiful.
I thought you ladies did a fine job on the field cam when you were walking out there.
What's
Fine
that?
job.
That'd be them making noises.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. It's only my second time out, but Steve and Sherry both are teaching me a lot too. You know what I do, so this is all new to me.
Yeah. Sherry had a really good call. We got to hear I think the second one we got to hear. It was really good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Been practicing for like 15 years.
That's how she calls Steve home for dinner.
Oh, everybody's a joker tonight.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my wife don't have to call me, Steve. I'm always up to, hey, is supper ready yet?
No,
Did you see that?
Through the door.
Hey.
What we got?
Hey.
I'm just reading there.
Something just ran by real fast.
Uh-oh. Oh, dude.
There's a light down at the end. What is that?
No, we're
if I could back it up and do an instant replay,
we're not that far. It was right in there. I saw it too. It's like just like something just went by like that. Like it caught the flash like this, the brightness of the light, like that.
Right. Do you think did it seem like it crossed the lane in front of you over into the woods, or was it in the woods moving?
Well, it definitely was heading towards the road, but that was the first place I looked. It would have been right in this area.
Yeah. See if you can check out the ground, see any tracks or anything, any disturbances. I know it's dark there, bud, but you got pretty good light.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's coming off your headlight. Dang. That looks like a spotlight from here.
I like that comment, Mick.
I do too.
You see that, Chris? The best way to lure in Sasquatch is to draw it in with a false sense of security. That means you got to strip buck naked and show them you've got nothing to hide.
Oh, Mick, I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know.
Well, technically, Michelle and I were both.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, hopefully no takes
What's going on?
Hey, we're getting into some Blair Witch type of stuff right now.
Is this a tombstone you've stumbled on out in the middle of the woods? What is that?
That's a television.
A television.
What the fuck is that doing out here?
Well, I guess people decided it's trash.
Wow.
It's broken.
Where is that, Steve?
You know what that tells me? The Squatch does not like the TV.
We know what they do for entertainment now.
Get out here.
Oh, look, there's a computer monitor.
Over to the left, Steve. Up.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Chris.
Yeah,
here's something for eBay. Slightly used computer monitor, $15 plus $25 shipping.
Blair Witch monitor. Okay, I guess I was seeing some bugs flying around there, Steve. That's kind of odd. There would be bugs out there that this time of year.
No, there's not a lot of bugs out here. Not even down by the swamp, there wasn't any.
No.
No, there wasn't another one. I was fixing to say maybe it was leaves or something, but no, there's some bugs down there.
I see it too, Chris. What is that?
That's an interesting sign.
What the hell am I thinking? I got the FLIR.
Huh?
I got the FLIR.
Yeah. Get that FLIR going. Because when I went back the next day to do a follow-up of the hillside family group video, the area where these creatures were seated at that I had filmed them the day before, there was a lot of small flying insects everywhere.
Really?
And it was just only in that area. And it made me think that they've got some kind of scent or something that insects really do like.
Yeah.
Either that or,
That's actually a really good idea to test out more. I know you can smell when the coyotes come through, the bear and the
Yeah.
wildlife. Like my father was saying, they have
Yeah.
that certain smell, you
Yeah.
know. So hopefully they'll get something down there. Scott, you can always do some knocks up here too. Yeah,
And I'm
Scott
sure
in the background.
once Steve gets back to the house, he'll probably rerun this video and check that out. And
Mhm.
I'm going to do that too as soon as it's posted on the YouTube.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be going back and checking out that section of the video and see if I can catch anything.
That was Scott.
That was Scott.
Yes.
Okay, please let us know before doing that.
We will if we knew.
Somebody wants to know. This is Mick wants to know, Steve, what are those lights in the distance? I'm not seeing any lights.
I'm not seeing any lights either.
We saw some
Maybe
of them.
I was a little late reading that. Maybe Mick, I'm sorry, bud.
That could have been Tim turning around.
Very well could have been. Yeah.
Because he was in front of me. Now, here's something very interesting. Right here.
Scott, come over here and see.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to hit record on this real quick.
Okay. You getting something on the FLIR, bud?
Right here.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
See this whole area in here in front of us? This whole area in this area in front of us, the leaves,
Yeah.
they're warmer than the rest of the area.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they're down in the dip?
No, I think because it almost like something was laying there.
Oh,
I mean, it could be deer, but
Yeah, one of the guys said on the chat that it was
yeah, right here. Right here.
Yeah. You recording on that thermal, bud?
Yeah.
Okay.
right in here.
Yeah, like this whole area was hitting pretty warm.
Well, that's interesting.
I was thinking
Something was
down through here.
laying down, trying to stay out of sight, checking you out. That would be a good spot for it.
And look at the ground disturbance. See the ground disturbance there?
Yeah.
How far down are you guys?
We're not far down. We took a right. We're off the road.
I got my flashlight over
I
here.
hear a bunch of geese now.
Are you stuck?
My hot flash wore off.
We pissed them all off.
It's all floppy down there.
Are they?
They're getting closer.
Are they flying overhead, Steve, or you hear them in the woods somewhere?
Don't look up.
Oh, look.
There could be some bombardment.
Yeah.
Can you pour me a cup of gas coffee?
What?
You want a cup of coffee?
You know, so we were looking for tracks and stuff too while we're down there. Hard noticing them with the wetness and the water.
There was one pretty good spot, but we couldn't tell what it was because it was in standing water, probably about that deep. But the impression was if it was leaves or not.
It's definitely an impression, but with the mud and the water, we couldn't really tell. Like,
you guys
what
have been
it
getting hit
was.
by you guys have been getting hit by rain all day too, hadn't you?
Not
today. No.
Better start heading back.
Notice it's really wet everywhere.
Get the show wrapped up.
That's kind of like the problem with trying to look for tracks in the mud and the wetness.
Right.
Because you step in it, the mud kind of just comes right down.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times, if the ground if it's had a lot of rain or it's damp, there'll be a track. You step down in the track, and then when you raise your foot up, it starts filling with water from the ground around it starts seeping right in. So it's really hard to tell until later on when it dries up, and then there's a track.
I think next season we'll be coming up here quite a lot.
Sherry and I are going to sneak off too and do some.
It looks like a really good area, especially the low-lying area where it's kind of swampy there, and looked like that.
No.
Had a tile.
Hey guys, mind you, just a reminder that normally when I trek around and I'm not doing a show, I won't use white light.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll use red or I'll use no light. Just because.
Is that a cooler there, Steve?
What's that?
Was that a cooler you just passed?
No, that was a TV.
Okay.
Us hillbillies use weird things for targets.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Now,
Steve.
now hold on. Before I come out of here. Oh, look. Hey, look, it's an old PCR.
Oh, wow.
What is that?
And look, it's a tree stump, not a Sasquatch. A tree stump.
I gotta know that.
So Sasquatch is out in the woods watching TV, playing his VHS tapes.
Sitting on a stump.
Yeah.
I wonder, it would be kind of ironic if there was a Harry and Henderson's tape jammed in there.
Oh, man.
Hey, Steve, you got somebody who wrote it. I can't see the name. I'm sorry. Wants to know why I have to wrap the show up.
Oh,
Everybody's
Grasshopper.
Yeah.
Grasshopper says, why wrap the show up? This is
Well, I don't know. I guess it's a vote, guys. If you guys want to go for a little longer, we can go a little longer.
That's the old man.
Hey, Tim. The chat wants us to continue on for a little longer. Are you willing, or you want to wrap? Okay, Tim wants to. I think Tim's getting cold. I'm not cold at all. Can you use this on? That's true. Wow. So you want to wrap, or you want to continue doing the show?
Yeah.
Go hunting in the morning.
Oh, see, he's got to go hunting tomorrow.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, Steve does have heated seats in his car, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Darn, I was going to say we can
Oh,
put him in
that's
the car
awesome.
with heated seats and it'll be all set.
Oh, man.
I do not have heated seats in my car.
With all those low-lying areas, man, you could come back after it dries up a little bit. It would be a great place to look for tracks. Because you know there's going to be some soft substrate there. Anything walks on that is going to leave an impression.
What was
I
that?
think this is a great looking area.
See, this is the road. This is the kind of surface we're dealing with today.
Yeah.
And you can see this ground is nothing but rock underneath.
Right.
Rock.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty easy to slide on, too.
Sasquatch.
and I got to say, my old car would have never made it through this. As much as I love my old car, it wouldn't have made it through. Oh, we'll be getting out fine. Water's been draining, Tim.
Yeah, we won't mention that I had a somewhat of a panic attack when we came up on the first puddle. I was like,
mention it.
let me out, let me out, let me out.
So here's the question, because I was too busy looking forward. Did Scott drive through that?
No.
Or did he go around?
But no, he went around where you did. But you know,
Okay.
Sitting on that side of the truck was like, oh my God, no.
Oh.
I thought he was going to plow straight through. That's why I was like, oh no.
That turned out that was kid stuff.
Yeah, let's not go through the center of it though, because we could not see the.
No. I like my brake pads working and my calipers working.
I like my oil
Without
pan.
being-
I would have went right through it. And then I would have been calling. Help.
We only got. We can bring up Dad's truck next time. He's got the Ford one. Yeah.
Steve, you'll have to
150.
spray off the underside of your Bronco before you take it in to get it undercoated.
Yeah, I'm going to take it to the wash tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Let's see.
Why is every time we come back from someplace, it's got to be uphill? Can never be downhill, like uphill going and then downhill coming. No, it's always the opposite.
Yeah. Flat Rock Booger says, why do some researchers use red lights?
Okay, I can explain that. Red light allows in Homo sapiens there's a chemical in our eyes that makes our eyes adjust to the dark. It's called rhodopsin. So what happens is when we get in bright light, it actually that enzyme disappears from our eyes, or it limits it in our eyes. Many lights will do that. Will cause the rhodopsin to deplete. That's why you look at a bright monitor and then you look into the dark, it's very dark, and then your eyes have to adjust. Well, that's a rhodopsin flooding into your eye cells to adjust to the light. What it is red light does not affect the rhodopsin as much as white light or other lights, green light, red light, or green light, blue light. So for whatever reason, red light doesn't affect it. So people use red lights because it doesn't affect their night vision as badly as white light or anything else.
Right.
That's the answer.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with the animals too, because we were using white spotlights to coyote hunt back years and years ago, and they could see that. And we put a red lens over the top of it, and they would come up. Oh, you guys are already back to base camp.
Steve says, "Oh, Tim's getting cold." Get a freaking heated vest on.
Yes, me too. Heated vest.
Oh, heated vest.
You don't even have my warm clothes on.
Tim is like technologically advanced here. Battery operated clothing.
I think Tim's our comedic relief tonight.
He reminded me that I had one because I was cold last time we were up here. So I was like, oh yeah, we're wearing it tonight.
Oh yeah.
Worked really good along with the hand warmers that were in the back seat of the back of my pockets of my jeans to keep my butt warm.
And I don't know, for some reason, technology doesn't work for me in the woods. I had a pair of battery heated socks before, and it worked really great for about, 20 minutes. And then after that, it was like nothing. And I guess they just went through the batteries, real quick or something.
Yeah. Good old fashioned. In your back pocket. Oh, let me get up.
The chat's still hopping.
Did I just tear your back creak as you got up?
No, that was not it.
That was probably me.
Oh no, that's me sitting down. Oh,
Michelle, weren't we, Sherry? Thanks. She nods like.
Yeah.
That.
Well, it's gonna.
Flyway said, "Yeah, red light does not affect human night vision." Yeah.
Well, yeah, not as extreme as it does to a little extent, but not. Yeah, not as. And yeah, it's also less visible.
Yeah, that's something too. Once you get into the woods at night, if you're not using a light, which a lot of people don't like to do, but I like to not use a light when I'm in the woods. And you'd be surprised. It only takes a few minutes, and your night vision really pulls in. You can pull stuff out of the dark, and one little flash of light, and then that's it, man. You can't see anything for about 10 minutes. Like, wow, all I can see is white now. But that night vision is real. It's a thing. I mean, you guys can. Your eyes can adjust to the dark, and once they do, you can see a lot of stuff.
Well, it's been quite the interesting night here. Quiet for most of it, but then again, we've had like the 10 minutes of something's interesting is going on.
Well, I also want to go back, after this video is posted, and see if you got anything on the camera, because I wasn't looking directly at the camera when you caught that movement.
Yeah.
So I want to go back.
Yeah,
and check
and
that.
Tim thinks it could have been a deer, but I don't know. He was awfully fast,
Yeah.
but it was kind of light colored.
Yeah, that was definitely. I would say definitely a deer.
Yeah, it was just very light colored. If it was something dark, I'd be more alerted to it. But
and it was this way.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and Tim just said off camera. Yeah, it was this way, not this way.
Yeah.
So I concur.
The owls
Yeah.
must be following you guys around because when you left, they
Hey, do you know why the owls follow us around?
Why?
Because we're a hoot. Ah!
Oh, that was terrible. Oh. Wah, 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 wah.
Wah. Ah.
Chris,
Let's go follow
this is
Kulls
how
around.
often I hear those jokes.
Yeah. I feel so bad for you, Sherry. I'm sorry. Let's follow Kulls around. Yeah, he's a hoot. One owl said to the other.
What did the big chimney say to the little chimney?
Mick says, Steve, are you in the Whitehall area?
Close. Very
Not
close.
Not going to pinpoint it, right? But
about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. That's pretty close.
Bigfoot Society says, good evening, Steve and Chris. Hey, Bigfoot
Good
Society.
evening.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Woo.
Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group. Steve is telling bad dad jokes now.
Oh, great. Tim just did his, was that a wolf?
Yeah.
That was a wolf call, and he got an owl to respond back to it.
It's one of these.
Well, I used to use an owl call to make turkeys gobble during turkey season.
Hang on, that was one of those are mine.
Yeah.
I know one.
I gave mine to Sherry because her batteries were dying.
Mine
is the orange. Yours is the yellow.
I wonder if you could use a turkey call to make an owl hoot.
I don't know. They seem to hoot at will.
Yeah.
Will's not even here.
Huh?
Will's not here.
Who? Oh, yeah.
You said the owl hoots at Will. He's not
That's
here.
true. He's not here. That's a bad grandpa joke.
Some places in the country you go, the owls are thick, man. I know over in Western Kentucky, over around Land Between the Lakes. Oh man, you can't even have a conversation from the owls.
Oh no, Mick, no, tell me no. Who gives a hoot about bad jokes on Halloween? Bigfoot Todd says we flip the bird.
Well, so far I find it interesting that you found the television and the VCR and the computer monitor out there. I mean,
which will all be on eBay tomorrow for very cheap.
But think about it. Could that have been a former Sasquatch expedition into the same area where you're at now? I mean, you need to check that VCR, see if there's any tapes in there, because it could be like the Blair Witch tapes. You could find evidence of the last researchers that were there that were captured by Bigfoot.
You never, ever know.
You never know.
You never know. Well, folks, again, thanks for joining us. It's that time where we got to say goodnight. It went by quick. So, too quick. But I'm sure we will be back soon. But, if not this, because let's face it, we're not going to be able to get up these roads in the wintertime. They're too ruddy, they're too muddy, they're too wet, and add some snow and we're asking for trouble. So this will probably be the last time we're out at this location until springtime.
And that's what we use ATVs and side-by-sides.
And the cool thing is that at least we won't have a hunting season to deal with then. So no gunfire tonight. Last time we had
deal.
I can change it real quick if you want.
No, it's okay, Scott. Wow. So that went by fast. Everybody, thank you for joining us on your Halloween night. We love you all. And Chris, want to wrap up your final?
Well, again, I want to thank Sherry and Michelle and Tim and Scott for taking us along with them on the camera. We really appreciate it. And thank everybody in chat for tuning in with us and watching on this live Halloween field edition of Squatch-D TV. If it's the first time watching on YouTube, please give us a like. Consider giving us a subscribe if you like the show. We sure appreciate it. It helps us get found. We don't do paid stuff to get found. We just get found naturally, and everything you do to help us, we sure appreciate it.
Amen.
It was nice talking to you, Chris. We had a nice
Good to see you guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, folks, on behalf of everybody here again, we want to wish everybody a happy, safe week. Be healthy, and most of all, God bless, and keep on squatching. We'll catch you all here next week, next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Squatch-D TV. And now, just remember, you can go to SquatchDTV.com. It goes right to the YouTube channel. We'll catch you all next week, folks. Thanks for being here. We love you.
Hey folks, you've been watching Squatch-D TV. Join us each week, Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for the latest on the Bigfoot mystery. As always, we thank you for being our loyal viewers and encourage all to subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/Steve Kulls. As always, have a great week. Stay safe. God bless and keep on squatching.